Welcome. I want to talk about how to add using dots and boxes and also subtract with different bases other than base 10. I've set up the first problem where I'm going to add the dots for the two different numbers in different colors just so you can differentiate between the two. The first one I'm going to draw with blue dots. So when I have 30421, that means I have 1 in the first box, 2 in the next box, 4 in the next box, nothing in the next one, and then 3. And this is base 5, so all of the numbers should be 4 or under. 4, 3, 2, 1, or 0 are allowed in base 5. Once you have a 5 in base 5, it should actually be represented in the next group over. So 2, 1, 3, 4, 4, I've got 4 dots in the first group, 4 in the next, 3 in the next, 1, and then 2. And just to recall, when you're in base 5, you start out with your bases where, well, actually for any base, you've got your single digits, and then your base, and then your base squared, and then your base to the third, to the fourth, to the fifth. Each time that you're moving from one box to the next, you're actually multiplying by whatever the base is. So the first one is 1, and then we have times 5 is 5. Times 5 is 25, times 5 is 125, times 5 is 625, times 5 is 3,125. So the dots in these boxes represent those particular values. So in the first box, when I'm adding, I'm actually going to start from the right and move to the left. And the rest of the dots and boxes process problems, I'm going to actually go left to right, but here I'm going to go from right to left. So I'm going to go from right to left. And every time I have a group of 5 represented, I need to take those 5 and move them to the next box over to the next power. So in this first grouping, I have 5 dots. And because I have 5 dots, I can put 1 dot in the 5 box to represent that, which means I have no numbers left over here, and so this first addition is 0. I have 1 plus 4, which was 5, should actually be moved over to the next box. And then I do that again. I try and see if there's any groups of 5 that I can take. Well, I have a group of 5 here that I can represent as a dot in the next box over, but then I still have 2 dots left over, which means that my addition here is 2. Moving to the next box, I look for a group of 5. I have a group of 5. I'm going to move those over into the next box as a single dot, and then I have 3 remaining. In this next box, I only have 2. I don't have any groups of 5, so I drop down my 2. Moving over again, I have 5 dots. I'm going to represent those as a single dot in the next group over. There is nothing left in that box of 625s, but there is one left in the box that is for 3,125. So this addition is 1, 0, 2, 3, 2, 0, base 5. And we actually don't say 102,320 because that's base 10 talk. We say 102,320, base 5. For this next problem, I'm going to go ahead and represent my first number in blue. And notice that we are in base 7, which means that we're looking for groups of 7 rather than groups of 5, as we did in the previous problem. And in addition, I'm going to be going from left to right, and I'm not going to draw in my other dots. I'm trying to take those away. We have 1 times 7 times 7 times 7 to give you an idea of the values that are represented here. And in my first box, I need to take away 3. So I subtract 1, 2, 3 values, which leaves me with a result of 2. And then I move to the next box, and I need to take away 4. So I subtract 1, 2, 3, 4, which leaves me with 1. I move to the next box and I subtract 2, which leaves me with 0. And then I move to the next box and I have to subtract 5, but I only have 4 dots to do so, which means we need to go back a box and unexplode one of our dots. But unfortunately, we don't have any dots to unexplode. So what we need to do is we actually need to go back to the box that represents 49 and take that one left over and actually unexplode that. So what we're going to do is we're going to borrow from this one, and we're going to take that one and bring it into the next box in base 7. So it becomes 7 dots here. Now I can borrow again for 7 more. Which means in my box for base with the 7s unit, I actually have 6 left over. And now I can subtract my 5, which leaves me with 6. So 5524 minus 3425 base 7 is 2066 base 7.